Ahoy everybody, and welcome my fellow uncouth Americans. I am Shannon Esther the Shining Star. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, you lazy bastards. Thank you. Demons, Devils, and Gods in American Music, Part 8. World War II is over by September 2nd, 1945. The swing era had pushed its boundaries with not only basic masses of society, but also Congress, the legal voices of the church, that is. Everyone was getting tired of the bland old ways, and they used the war as an excuse, to blow off steam and rebel against proper etiquette. Now, as fun as jazz and boogie-woogie was, there was a more sinister little brother of theirs lurking in the shadows of society, known as the rockabilly. His whole life, her whole life, was nothing but sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Keeping it cool, cat. Keeping it real cool. As I've also mentioned before in my other videos, that all the music, all of those countries and their folk music found their way into the white middle to upper classes, but for some reason, rock and roll hit the upper classes so badly that the church wasn't having it. Thanks to federal law, rock music had not been destroyed in this era, but local laws were another story. Rock and roll was banned from radios, some stores refused to carry rock records, and the whole genre was considered too loud and harsh. Therefore, it must be ripping the immortal soul apart when one heard this terrible genre. Sinful, especially when it came to the youngins. The older generation thought that rock and roll was sent to America by the communists to brainwash the youth. Whenever they heard the lyrics, usually going against government, cops, or the system in general, such as Woody Guthrie and his protest songs about being a poor white man in the 40s and 50s. You know, a whole fight the man type of deal. Yeah. Heavens forbid that the kids used rock and roll to call out hypocritical parents, ergo parents couldn't fathom that they could possibly be anything less than perfect. I mean, like myself. So what could possibly be the reason behind kids wanting to listen to music that spewed hate? Not harsh truths, but hate. I know! Satan! Satan must be behind this! These rocker musicians also brought the big shame of being born interracial, encouraging the youth to intermingle, desegregate, and dance together. Even start to procreate new babies into this world of humanity. Oh. Enter Chuck Berry, the father of rock and roll, with delights such as Go Johnny Go, Johnny Be Good, and back in the USA with his album Chuck Berry on Top. It's a delightful listen. It was very fun. He united the masses, black, white, Mexican, Latina, it didn't matter. It was same vice versa in the black community at the time. There were people just as mad about dark-skinned youths listening to white artists such as Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, who was English and Native American, by the way, and Jerry Lee Lewis with his hot piano. Honestly, to be fair, nobody wanted a part of Jerry Lee Lewis after light was shined on that dark soul. Now, we have the International Sweethearts of Rhythm. They were the first all-lady interracial band of the 40s and 50s, along with plenty of other mixed-race bands that had both white socialites and colored communities that had extreme beliefs. Very uncomfortable. When I say extreme beliefs, I mean just like today, there were people on all sides of the issue that actually believed in segregation to be a positive thing. Goodness. Well, don't worry, I am done. Slanche, to the classic generation, the ones that were alongside the greatest generation. Keep on that possession. Slanche.